What's up guys, welcome back for another YgoPro duel video. The new Nephthys monsters are on YgoPro, so let's try them out. First of all, the build definitely needs work. I mean, 44 cards and the archetype, this new archetype, the new Nephthys monsters have been out for like half a day. And I've been trying them out past a couple of like 2 hours, 3 hours, and of course this is all very early with the combos, etc. So like always, feel free to leave suggestions. Again, I definitely want to cut it down to 40 cards, but you have so many ways to run this deck. I mean, it's very similar to something like Fire Kings. I mean, the Nephthys monsters all have two effects. Well, the regular monsters, that is they have like an on-field effect of destroying a card in your hand, and then after that you can get their, you know, their own effect, like search something from the deck, search something from the graveyard, reborn something, etc, etc. So depending on, well, their effect, it can be quite useful. And its second effect is of course their destruction effect, so very similar to, again, the Fire Kings, although again they can use their effect during the next standby phase, during your next standby phase, so that's something important. So let's take a look at the cards first quickly, and then a few example duels. The first one here is Prayer. Prayer is again pretty much the Stratos. All of them are level 2, by the way. Destroy something in your hand and get a search. Pretty much the Stratos of the deck. The ratios, the card ratios, again, is something that I'm testing, so again, feel free to leave feedback. The other ones aren't at their maximum here in the deck. First one here is Speaker. Speaker is definitely good, also debatable to put it at 3. Speaker gets stuff back from your graveyard, back to your hand, so again, card resources that might be important. Enlightened pretty much is a debris dragon. It's on the field effect, by the way. If you destroy something in your hand, and if your enlightened is destroyed, it will special summon itself during the next standby phase. So pretty much a Treeborn frog, right? And then the last one, Protector. I believe Protector is the worst one, quote unquote. It gives you the extra summon with its on-field effect, destroy something, right? Get the extra summon, and its destruction effect, when it's like destroyed, you can destroy something during the next standby phase from the deck. So okay, you can destroy something from your deck, but again, you have to wait another turn for it to be used. The rituals is where currently I think definitely their strengths is the first one here, is a level 2 ritual, and again, very good with pre-preparation of rites, the regular preparation of rites as well. If it's link summoned, you can special summon any Nephthys monster from your deck, so again, quite good. Most of the time I feel you should be going for your Stratos and, you know, get the ball rolling. Their big boss monster, very similar to the good old school Nephthys here in your extra deck, or at least in your quote-unquote side deck. Very similar when it's like destroyed. It will special summon itself during the next turn. It also has a built-in destruction effect, so it's all good. They also have of course, their own ritual spell. It also can gain you the extra pop effect if you use a ritual monster as a tribute, indeed as a tribute for the ritual summon. So that's something to keep in mind. They also have their own spell and traps. There's only one spell, I believe, Hope of Nephthys. I guess it's cool. It's searchable off of your Stratos. Its destruction effect. It's like what is it called? Like the Cyclone. You know, pop something from your own stuff and then something from your opponents. I guess it's fine at one. The Dinosaur Engine is one of those decks you can definitely play this new Nephthys archetype with, since, you know, very similar to Fire Kings. Cosmos is also an option, again, popping your own stuff and getting advantage out of that. The Devil Rituals, also options, of course, since again, you know, ritual decks, so you can definitely play those, right? Other options, as you're seeing here in the quote-unquote side deck. Okay, let's see a couple of example duels. Okay, first example. So again, still playtesting the deck very early. I feel the Dinosaur Engine definitely has its advantages. Again, you have the option to pop like the babies in your hands, and again, you know, thing speaks for itself, right? With Raptor as also one of the strongest dinosaur monsters, still next to Conductor. This again feels quite awkward, going for something like Borealoid or Borosword during your first turn, since again those monsters weren't really useful on the field. then again, make sure that you have something to pop with Conductor's effect, right? So the Enlightened Nephthys here was in my hand, you know, it's the Debris Dragon for the archetype if you destroy something in your hand, and if she is destroyed by a card effect, she's pretty much a Treeborn Frog. So again, special summoning herself during your next standby phase. Again, use her on-field effect to just pretty much keep Link climbing, for example. Normal summon the Struttles again, and eventually go for the Link summon of the Avatar. You know, again, the level 2, which special summons something from the deck, potentially giving you the extra Metaphys monster to potentially go for like a Link 2, which here the Link 2 is so fantastic. The Palladium, again, upon Link summon you have two options, so again, it only works on Link summoning, so you can't use it, let's say, during your next turn. Upon Link summon, two options: either search, get the search effect, and then it's pretty much like a pre-preparation of rights. Search like the big level 8, I believe, Winged Beast from your deck. So in this case, I have only one target in my deck, and that's the level 8 ritual. And you can get back a ritual spell from your graveyard. So again, quite good card resourcement, and having having follow-up plays during your next turn. Its other effect, well, I mean, it has two markers pointing down and pointing right, down right, I believe. You can like tribute a monster which your Link monster, your Palladium, is pointing to, and then reborn another Nephthys monster from your graveyard. So I guess if you have a big boss monster, a Nephthys boss monster in your graveyard, you can definitely reborn that with your Link monster's effect. So again, first turn, going for the first turn Boral Sword again feels somewhat awkward, since you're just setting yourself up to be, at least for your opponent, for them to special summon their own Boral Sword or Boreload, right? So then again, that's quite dangerous, and that's what it's going to happen here. So okay, I have Conductor to interrupt any of my opponent's plays. I do have the Ash Blossom, but Ash Blossom is not useful here in this situation, and I think I used my Conductor a little bit too early, so I get punished for that. So I'm still looking for those first turn board negation alike fields, right? So maybe some exceeds, some rank 2 exceeds I'm looking for. There's like the Herald, which can detach and get a monster back from your graveyard. That might be an option to get something to get something going right. Going second, and this is why I think, okay, the Dinosaur engine definitely has a high potential, a high ceiling, as you saw earlier, but I mean, drawing those dead dinosaurs is something that I fear, and of course, main decking 44 cards is not something that helps about that. Then again, it does decrease the chances of, you know, drawing those quote-unquote Garnet cards, but I believe this duel still speaks for itself. This new this new Nephthys archetype, these new Nephthys cards, they are very slow. Again, they only get their effects during the next standby phase, so you have to wait again for their effects to go, at least to potentially get pluses out of their effects. So again, if your opponent, and that's just the format, how it is, right? Your opponent having like the extra link field, well, a lot of boss monsters, a lot of negations, as currently a Nephthys deck definitely struggles with something like that. Going first, the Gravekeepers should be an okay matchup. You play enough interruptions and destruction effects, right? So again, making that Boreload first turn, going for the easy Conductor. Again, this board is quite easy to make, since you're playing so many babies and things that can pop itself. You know, it kind of feels like what's it called, Cosmo, a Fire King, something like that. But again, it's up to you how, at least with which other engines you want to put here in your main deck. The Gravekeeper Spy here, it is just being fodder for the ritual summon, right? So going for the Link 2. The Link 2 also has a grave effect that once per turn, pretty much a Treeborn Frog again by destroying something in your hands. So that can be important if you want to go for the Link Nephthys. You know, the Nephthys Link that was revealed a couple of weeks ago that gains effects equal to the amount of ritual monsters you used for her Link summoning. So again, that's quite good, and that's one of the advantages of this archetype is you can get back your resources quite quite fast, so that's something I like. Then again, you have to wait a turn for those resources to, at least for those effects, to go into, at least to get those searches right. So again, get a link summon going, special summon something from the deck, preferably the Stratos. The Stratos will trigger if you destroy something from your hand. That's something I like. I think it doesn't need to be like a monster card, it can be any card, of course, preferably like a baby dinosaur or like any other Nephthys monster, right, to potentially get a search or something like that during your next standby phase. Again, the dinosaur engine coming in clutch, sending the overtext from my deck to the grave, but yeah, basically the same stuff, right? I mean, if you're seeing like a baby in your opening hand, you can make this field if with all of these 2 card combinations, as in pretty much any Nephthys monster, depending on the setup, right? Since, you know, the Stratos is of course quite easy, since you can pretty much always activate it, but some at least some Nephthys monsters only can be activated if you have something in your graveyard, so but then again, you can go for the ritual summon to get some, at least, yeah, to have those targets in your graveyard, right? So again, first turn, I think this was the best board I was able to make with like the two potential babies to pop, and that's one of the reasons why I might want to add in the, what is it called, the other baby as well from dinosaurs, but still 44 cards in main deck is definitely too much. Again, going for the ritual summon, and as I mentioned before, if you're using the ritual monster, another ritual monster, to go for the ritual summon effect, you can pop something on the field. So again, that's definitely good, like pop one of your opponent's back rows and then push for the kill, right? So okay, Lagia is all cool. Is all good, but again, Conductor coming in through, Conductor being one of those stronger boss monsters, and at the same time can potentially trigger your Nephthys monsters, their searches, etc. So again, like always, feel free to leave feedback. Cosmo is an option, True Draco, well, True Kings are definitely an option. I mean, you can do so many things, right? And still very early, first day of testing, so like always, feel free to leave suggestions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.